What's up, everybody? Welcome back to my channel. It's been a while since I've done a morning or a car chat, right? I'm looking kind of funky, letting the hair grow out. See if I can put a ponytail, getting those pecs swole. Finally got this upper portion going. We just finished doing Kong by Alex Brawley, which is a 12-week program, mostly kind of built as a kind of maintenance mass builder. And definitely a mass builder because my chest was not this developed as when I started Kong. A lot of inclines and stuff like that, so it's been pretty cool. Um, in terms of the progress how it went, I think it did fairly well maintaining my weight. I was kind of scared and skeptical at first because I was not pushing to like 90s RP 9s at all. Like it's mostly RP 6, 7, 8s. But it was a lot of repetitions and things of that nature. So I was kind of scared in the beginning. I was like, oh, maybe when it comes down to the final week, we're not gonna be able to do that one RP 9, right? But no, I did it last week. Bench was probably the one that I didn't go too crazy on. And because the week before the final week, I got sick. So even the week I was doing the RP9s, I was still pretty stuffy. You guys can hear it in the video. Is my nose and everything. I was like having a hard time maintaining my breath and really getting in those big deep breaths that you need to do those things. But I still did it. Bench, I did 335, pretty smooth, nothing too crazy, none of that crazy shaking, which I did the 355. For deadlift, 500 pounds was pretty smooth, not a lot of like jerking and jinking, which is funny because my old 1 rep max was 500 pounds, which was during the previous program that we did. So that was pretty cool. Squat, we did 500 pounds. It wasn't like, it was smooth, but it wasn't like overwhelming. So I felt like I could have, if I was breathing properly, I could have probably pushed it into the 510 and that would have been my RP 9. So overall, I think the program's pretty decent. I will do a review of it towards, I'm working on it now. I gotta get all the slides, everything going, little clips, just kind of make it brief. I don't want to make it too crazy big and detailed just because I'm not a professional, right? I just want to give you my perspective as a father for what the pros and cons of that type of program are. Other than that, it's been good. This week I started Bullmaster, which is the next program from Alex Bromley. Now this program is more focused on your 4 main lifts: your bench, your press, your deadlift, and your squat. So I personally like this program. It's the first real program that I did pushing into the higher numbers. This was after I did it was on bodybuilding.com. There was a program, I forgot what it's called. it was a crazy program too. It was like a heavy compound program, which had AMRAPs in it, but then that's kind of what started me into like my pursuit of pushing bigger weight, especially on the Smith machine, which you don't see as often because a lot of people have that ego, right? Like, I'm gonna go to the barbell, blah blah blah. But I mean, when you're older, there's not nobody really to spot you. You're on a budget, right? Like, you gotta do whatever you can. So Planet Fitness is my go-to. Now, if I had more of a budget, and obviously I would train in a barbell, but I have tested my power at barbells. 225 moves solidly. I think last time I did a barbell bench, we're at 275, which is not too bad. You can account for like a 30-40% loss, and that was just one time. I'm sure if I kept working on my motor skills, I would be back up at my 315, 330s, right? Deadlift is the one that's the closest to everything because that one I could do 500 on like a barbell. Squat's a little more janky just because you got a lot of motor skills to do. Anyways, the program was solid. I'll probably do another video where I go through each of it, how it goes, and then start showing you guys just the process. So hopefully you guys like and enjoy the videos. Go click, subscribe them, like them. Just my way, to know you guys. And thank you for coming with this journey for me. We're pushing 40 next year, or November I'll be 40. So, the goal is to get big and push as much weight before we hit a decline. Eventually my body will peak, naturally. I'm natural. You guys can tell I'm freaking fluffy. But eventually we will hit a peak or a plateau, right? And I think I want to be able to hit those numbers before I hit that plateau. Because eventually I will probably taper off. I think my goal, and it's always been my goal, is to at least get to a point where I can rep out 4 plates, right, on everything, on mostly everything, bench obviously, and then I'll start developing the physique. But it's always gonna be lift heavy for a lot of reps. Anyways, have a good day, everybody. I'll talk to you guys later. I'll upload the videos today for Bullmastiffs Day 1 and 2, which is squat and deadlifts. I mean, squat and bench, which got me crazy tore up because doing squat, only 2 days of rest period between my last squat, it was freaking brutal on my body, but I got through it. Next week it'll be better because I'm gonna rest the full week. And usually that's how the programs work. You're gonna rest about a week per body part, right? So we do bench, I mean, we do squats on Monday. You're gonna rest all the way till next Monday. So you have a full week to rest, plus Wednesday is my rest period, which I love in 4-week programs. And then, same. So it kind of gives you more rest, which is required for your muscles to grow, to push more. And you're pushing a lot more reps. I think for my first AMRAP on the squat, which was 65%, which is 35%, 335. It was not too bad. It was 6 reps for 3. And then the final set was supposed to be an AMRAP. I did 3 over, so it was I did 9 reps for the last set. For my bench was crazy. That one is the one you can tell was like super long way, because I did 235 on the Smith, plus the last set I did 16 reps, so that's crazy, which makes sense because I was pushing in the Kong program. I was pushing around 265 constantly, so I was in that 260, 275 for multiple reps, so it makes a lot more sense. But I'm trying to push harder in my bench because I want to really push it to like a solid 360, 375. So next week, since I did 10 over, I'm at 10%. I'm one rep max weight to next week's, and that's how you work on the progressive overload. So next week I'm gonna have to be doing 35 pounds, and so 260, 270 for 6 reps still, I believe. But so we're getting there. Anyways, have a good day. I gotta get back to work. Gotta eat. Bye.